Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's interview to our resilience expert here at the Bounce Back Coach. It is my true privilege and honor to interview Gaurgopal ji. He is a life coach and a monk with a true gift of captivating his audience. I do hope you enjoy our conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful slide. When followed in life, I guarantee you, life will be different. I guarantee you, if this is applied in life, we can have peaceful night's sleep. Here it is. Do you have a problem in life? No? Then why worry? Do you have a problem in life? Yes? Can you do something about it? Yes? Then why worry? Do you have a problem in life? Yes? Can you do something about it? No? Then why worry? Isn't it? Is it not? Why worry? क्यों हम लोग चिंता कर रहे हैं? Why are we constantly bogging our minds down with anxiety that is just absolutely not allowing us to have peace of mind?
The first question that I have for you is, how did you find your path in life?
Yeah. Whenever anyone has asked me that question, I generally ask a question back by asking them, how do you find a professional course in life? How do you decide your career in life? How does someone look for a life partner in life? And the answer that I generally get is the first thing that is essential is one needs to seek it. One needs to seek that path. You seek a professional course, you seek a course, you seek a partner in life. So also when we are looking for a path, we need to seek one. A lot of people in the world today don't even seek the path in their life. They're just kind of going by routine. They're just going by whatever is happening. No one has the time to worry. No one has the peace of mind to think about it. No one even prioritizes it. So I think the first essential aspect is seek. And seeking means to have a burning desire, to have a desperation to look for it. Like, for example, if someone's wanting to get married, that person's desperate to look for a partner. You know? So similarly, we have to be desperate in seeking our path in life. In the Bible, it says, seek and you shall find. You know? So I think one of the first essential aspects is to seek, which means to have a strong desire. Now, that's not sufficient, though. I once was talking to a gentleman and I asked him, if there are five frogs, and one decided to jump into the well, how many were left on the side of the well?
I would assume, I don't know, I know a similar question with birds, but they all leave. I guess they're all gone.
When I asked this, if there were 5 frogs sitting on the side of the well and one decided to jump in the well, how many were left? Most people say 4.
Yes.
But five were left because one decided to jump.
Right.
The question is, one decided to jump in the well.
Yeah.
So just making a decision, just wanting it, seeking it is not sufficient. So after seeking, the second step is exploring. So in my life, I sought it. There was a burning desire in me to look for a path. But along with that, then the second step was exploring it. And exploring needs some rational analysis as well, because there's so many paths. There's so much going on.
Yeah.
You have to be looking at a comparative study. You have to look at different paths. You go to a shop to buy a pair of clothes. You're looking at the different comparative prices. You're seeking a pair of clothes, then you have to look at all the prices, you have to look at your choice of colors, you have to look at what really looks good on you, look what inspires you, you know. So when it comes to so many different paths available, the second is to explore. And I generally say, how do you get that faith, in a path? I generally give the analogy of going to a doctor to get treatment.
Okay.
When you go to a doctor to get treatment and you choose a doctor amongst the hundreds of doctors available, that faith in a doctor is the faith in the doctor is a combination of two things. One is a reasonable faith.
Yeah.
Reasonableness he is graduated from. You see how many years of experience he has. You're going to take reviews from the different patients he has treated. And then all this collective information and analysis gives you a certain amount of faith. That's called reasonable faith.
Right.
It's based on your reasoning, rationality, analysis.
Yes.
And then the second part is you actually go to the doctor, you start taking treatment, and then you find yourself being healed by the doctor, which is your experience now. And that's called verifiable faith. You have verified what you gotten by reason. So actual faith in a path is a sum total of the two. Reasonable faith plus verifiable faith is equal to firm faith.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not blind faith that I put in a path. I'm not accepting anything blindly. I accept things based on reason. But then after that reason, my heart has to experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's not something just I keep reasoning with the head and keep analyzing stuff. I actually find that experience in my personal life. That is when then I say, this is my path. What's my path? It makes sense to me, but it works for me. You know? So one is the sensible side. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But a lot of things may make sense, but does it really change you? Does it really transform you? So then the second part is makes sense, but it has worked for me. And when it works for you, then you want to share it with others.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, if a treatment of a doctor has worked with me, I'm going to be telling people about that doctor. You have this problem, go to this doctor. You know. Similarly, when I find my path, then I want to share it with others.
Mm-hmm.
You know? This is what I did. I first was seeking it. Then I used my reason to analyze different things. Then I found one thing that made a lot of sense to me. And then I started living by and practicing it to see if it works for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And as it started working for me, it was no longer just logic, reasoning, and analysis. It was my heartfelt conviction that here's a path that has really transformed me, and it can transform others as well. So this is what I felt this is what I did to find my path in life.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful. How these two parts are coming together and how they are so important in finding the path. So yeah, beautiful. Now I never know if you thought about this question, but maybe you do. What do you think is the greatest gift that you can give to the world? I believe we all have a contribution we can give, everyone.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I once read a beautiful quote. It said, when competition turns into contribution, life becomes a celebration.
Nice. Yeah.
So yes, we have to all move from competition to contribution, like a candle, which can give out light to others. And if you ask me what is the greatest gift I have to offer to the world, I would say one word, hope. If there's one gift I want to offer to the world, it's hope. Yeah. If there's one crisis that the world has, it's hopelessness. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When we go through challenges, when we go through crises on different fronts, the one thing that is attacked the most by challenges, problems, and crises is hope. People become extremely hopeless, you know. Mm-hmm. I always love to tell the story of how a boy entered into a room and there were 4 candles which were lit up. And one of the candles was speaking up saying, "Oh, I am peace, but no one wants me today." And the candle went off. Yeah. The second candle said, "I am faith, but no one has any place for me in their lives today." And the second candle went off. The third candle said, "I'm love. But people are so busy with stuff that no one cares for me today." And the third candle went off. The boy started crying and said, "You are all meant to be lit up all the way till the end. Why are you not lit up?" The fourth candle said to the boy, "You don't cry. So long as I am lit up, You can take me and light the other three up. I am hope, the candle of hope. Where there is hope, there is peace. Where there is hope, there is love. Where there is hope, there is faith. So if there's one gift that the world needs, it's hope.
Oh.
And when I talk about hope, I don't think I'm anyone to give hope. I'm a very small person. I'm a very small, insignificant creature in this world, but with good intentions.
Mm-hmm.
My intentions are good, but my ability to give hope is meager. But I know one thing, that God can give great hope. In Him, we can find our hope.
Mm-hmm.
I always remember one thing. I love this story. I had read somewhere. It's just so beautiful. It said, there was a little girl once on a flight. And there was so much turbulence in the flight that the pilot announced emergency landing.
Oh, okay.
Everyone was panicky, yelling, screaming, howling, shouting, crying, scared for their lives. But the little girl was just sitting around there reading Harry Potter, smiling often, closing her eyes, absolutely unaffected by what was going on around. Finally, the plane landed and there was no casualties. Everything had gone fine.
Yeah.
Everyone was celebrating. But there was an elderly gentleman who was sitting right next to this tiny tot. He asked her, darling, may I ask you a question? She said, yeah. He said, everyone was so panicky, afraid, scared, yelling and screaming because of this emergency. But you were smiling, very peaceful. What made you so peaceful and so calm and quiet in the middle of such a crisis? She said, it's very simple. She said, the pilot of this flight is my father. And he wants me to land more than anyone else. So when you know that the pilot of the journey of your life is your divine Father, God, that's hope. So when I say that I want to bring hope to people, I'm no one to give hope. But God has a lot to give. He can give hope to all of us, And God doesn't promise us a turbulent free flight.
No, He doesn't.
But He does promise us a safe landing if we trust in Him.
Yeah.
I saw one of my friends, very close friends. He left this world when he was 32 years old. He had melanoma cancer. His spine was ravaged by this cancer. He was a monk earlier with me, living with me in the monastery.
Okay.
But later he decided to move out and get married. And then when he was in his final days, he had a tiny daughter who was about 3 months old at that time. And I remember this gentleman whom I loved so dearly as a close friend of mine.
Yeah.
He decided that he wanted to quit his body in the premises of our temple and monastery. So we moved him in here in a room, in one of our guest rooms. And as we gave him this room, I would go to chant the names of God next to him every day. Very often I would be in tears because he was so close to me. And I knew that he would be leaving any moment. But whenever I looked at him with my tear-filled eyes flooded with tears, I saw on his face a radiant smile. It was a mystery to me. I thought I had come to give him hope, but he was giving me hope.
Yeah.
Even till the last day, on the last day as he was leaving his body, I was next to him. My guru, my spiritual teacher was right next to him. There were 400 of the members of our spiritual community surrounding the room. And everyone was chanting the names of God, And I saw him. His face was beaming. As he left this world, I couldn't believe that he had left. And it is then that I realized, and I was convinced actually, as an experiential fact for me, that in God we can find a lot of hope. He was so deeply rooted in the spiritual practice all his life. So therefore I say the pilot of our life may not promise us a turbulent free flight, but he definitely promises us a safe landing, So yes, if there's one word, if there's one gift that I can offer to the world, I think that's hope. And that hope means shelter of God.
That is very, very powerful what you just said, and I fully agree to what you said. It's something I also personally experienced when my daughter was leaving this world, and I had her in my arms, and exactly what you experienced is something that I do believe that in the peaceful landing, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Wow. Oof. So, I mean, that obviously not everyone has reached this wisdom yet, has actually been able to see to see the light and being able then to give hope to others. How do you decide, or like, how should I ask? When you come across other people who struggle, what do you feel is helping most? What can give hope, or even optimism for that sense?
Yeah. I think when people struggle the most,
Yeah.
I've always said, if you want to know how rich you are, then just drop a tear and see how many hands come forth to wipe that tear.
Mm-hmm.
You are as rich as the number of people who are there to support you. So I think when people are in a time of crisis and struggle, they don't need as much philosophy, as much a shoulder to put their head on and cry. They need support.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, sure, yes.
I have a very funny printer. For 2 days it's not printing, and now it's deciding to print. There must have been some energy here.
But I guess technology is like this.
Full of surprises. I can only do this.
Why worry? Yeah, sure.
Okay, sorry. Let's go back to the story.
So I think what people need most is the support.
Yeah.
You know, in times of crisis, what they need most is the support. Like, for example, I say when people fall off a flight of stairs, if someone's falling off the stairs, if it's falling off, let's say, just 3 stairs.
Yes.
When he comes down, what he needs the most is 2 things. One is support. And the second, we have to support him, hold him as he's falling off. And second is, if there's an injury, then we have to use some lotion, some balm to soothe that injury. And what to speak if he's falling from several stairs? That means he needs all the more the support and all the more that balm that can heal his injury.
Yeah.
And the last thing that he needs at that time is to tell him that, couldn't you walk properly? You know, the last thing he needs at that time is philosophical explanations of how things could have been better if you would have done this or that. You know?
Yeah.
So in times of crises, it's like falling from a flight of stairs.
Okay.
What we need to offer that person, whatever the crisis may be, and whatever the choice he or she may have made because of which they're in this, it's not time to reason and explain to them why this has happened. It's real time to give them that support, that we are there for you. And number 2, we have to heal them with the balm of love. There's nothing that can bring hope to the heart than genuine love. Nothing can bring hope to the heart than genuine love. And again, as I said, when we ourselves are deeply rooted in our spiritual practice, and when we feel loved, then we can share love.
Yeah.
You know, when I feel loved by God, when I feel loved by others, then when people are in crisis, I can share that love. In fact, Saint Francis of Assisi, one of my inspirations, he sang a very beautiful song. He said, "Oh God, make me the instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring love. which basically means I'm no one, but I can act an instrument in the hands of God. So when I feel loved as an instrument, I can bring love, I can bring hope. So I think when people are really struggling and they can't find that light, they need instruments of love, God's instruments of love, God's instruments of peace, God's instrument of support. But I don't think there's more things than work, than support and love. And then based on our own capacity, we can use our resources, whether they're financial resources, all other resources, to help in whatever way we can.
Yeah.
But there's nothing stronger than support and love.
Yeah, like when you made the comparison of the crisis and the stairs,
Yes.
I do think we should never ask the question, why did it happen? But really come with a question of what for, in the sense of how can whatever has happened to me be transformed and actually brought into that. There's so even in the biggest crisis, there's always a small tiny pub which has beauty almost in it, and helps you to let something new develop out of it.
Sure.
Correct. Now, when I have a coaching client, I do like to ask this question, and I also want to ask this question with you, although I believe, I mean, I don't know, I haven't spoken to too many monks in my life personally. There wasn't an opportunity yet. But assuming that I would give you a magic wand, what 3 things would you wish for?
Service to God.
Yeah.
Service to my guru, my spiritual teacher, Radhanath Swami, who is the author of this book called The Journey Home. And I would recommend that you read it. It's available as a German translation as well.
Okay.
And you could recommend it to your clients. It's a beautiful book. Service to him and service to the people of this world. There's only 3 things I wish. Yes. Service to my God, service to my guru, and service to the people of this world. Yeah. And if you ask me one wish, with the one wish from the magic wand, service.
Lots and lots of powerful messages that you've just provided me in this short time that we have been now connecting with each other. I really want to say thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm really appreciating that we now, thanks to technology, can just have this conversation,
Sure. And I want to thank you very much.